Today, I'm presenting my LM Studio Cloudflare setup and a brief overview on how to set up and use browser use in C-line and other MCP based applications. Yeah, let's get into the setup. So my setup was a 64 gigabyte ECC DDR4 memory um, in total with its RAM. It was an RTX 3090, a single 24 gigabyte card paired with an Intel CC 150, which is a like an i7, i5 equivalent of the platform's era. And it's all on the card is through a PCIe 3.0 uh, bandwidth constraint. So I think that's around 16 gigabytes max peak throughput. And the models we chose to use were Qwen 3 30 billion for coding and reasoning, and Qwen 3 80 billion for browser use. And I'll get into why that is as we go to set up this setup. And then just a brief overview of what applications were used. VS Code was the IDE that we used. LM Studio plus the Shim Utility is how we ran the local models and routed requests through a Shim so that it didn't uh, time out on Cloudflare, which so basically, one of the limitations you'll run into when you're hosting through a Cloudflare tunnel, while it is an advantage to have your local services exposed online and it doesn't matter, what restrictions are on the host's uh, network. You could still host it through the Cloudflare tunnel as long as you have connection to Cloudflare. And so basically, um, this is the advantage of using Cloudflare, but also one of the disadvantages is that after a certain amount of time, when Cloudflare doesn't receive any new information, it will terminate the connection, thereby restarting your prompting in LM Studio. So the objective of the Shim utility is to effectively circumvent this process and continue processing. Um, yeah, and so let's get into browser use. So another issue that I had to tackle when approaching this, that how to make it search things online, was the browser use. GitHub MCP that's available is actually doesn't allow different browsers. So my fork supports multiple, not browsers, search engines. So my fork supports multiple search engines beyond just Google, which gets around the constraint of CAPTCHA, whatever you call them. And yeah, finally, one of the last things I'm going to mention here is C-Line, which is my NCP client, which is housed in VS Code. And so that's how it's the thing that uses the NCP client. Um, so yeah, let's dive into how to set this up. So um, basically, what we're gonna do here is we're gonna go ahead and set up an MCP server on your MCP uh, server JSON. So this will be available in the description of the video. But basically, um, for this fork, you're going to need to put in this IP address, which is the IP address of the shim. It's going to need to be an open AI provider. And yeah, the easiest way to install this is to actually go on here, go to my GitHub and see, go here and paste the contents of the read.md into 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 your C line or whatever your IDE, LLM provider is, and it will set it up for you. It's so you could also set it up yourself by trying to find it for you. Um, let's see if I can find. Yeah, yeah, you could just do this command right here and install it. And this would pretty much be it. As long as you've got UV installed, it would just be this command right here. And that would install it locally onto your system. And then all you would have to do is add this little MCP script. So back to testing it. So let's try running an MCP command. So let's ask Qwen to run the MCP again with a task of searching for how to make a paper airplane that flies far. See what it returns. So yeah, let's take a look at the setup. So this is the setup. We have Qwen 3, 30 billion, A3B thinking 2507. And it is taking 40 gigs of VRAM plus another, I believe this was 17, so 57 gigabytes total for this 30 gigabyte on disk model with 30 billion parameters, which is about expected. And so you can tell that it's going to take a while to process this prompt out. So I'll skip to when that's done. But let me just explain. With PCI 3.0, we are looking at around 16 gigabytes of throughput on the PCI port. And since this is a mixture of expert models, the model is loaded with 30 billion parameters, loaded on and off the graphics card, which is why you don't see your graphics card doing full CUDA utilization. Just to note that as you set up your servers for your own local models. While this is going, let's talk about the Cloudflare setup. So this is a Cloudflare window. This one connects the tunnel to the Cloudflare instance and turns on it every single time I turn on my computer. And so I would say the easiest way to set something up like this is to ask Codex to help you set up a Cloudflare tunnel between you and whatever your domain name is. It's quite complicated to actually get it to, um, work through your domain name. So yeah, let's take a look at this and how this is done. So you're going to have whatever your tunnel is, and so it's going to be the content is going to be the tunnel, and so basically what you're doing is you're proxying your tunnel. Uh, your tunnel is a proxy to this sub domain name, the CNAME DNS register uh, record. So yeah, you would. My suggestion to set this up would be to ask Codex or Gemini command line interface how you can set up a subdomain with a Cloudflare tunnel because it's obviously just a lot of steps to actually get that working. So this is another place you want to access. Zero Trust has your tunnel right here, and so here is your We can access your tunnels and see them and manage them all online. It's not done through, there was an old way of doing it where you would do it through your local directories. Just know that it's not how they do it anymore. So if any AI recommends that you set it up with a local directory, just know that it is not really like that. Um, so yeah, basically this is the Shim tool. And so what you can do from inside of the Shim tool is you can do a few things. Enable Cloudflare streaming is basically going to take the responses that you get from LLM Studio that were previously whole responses. It's going to take those and enable streaming on those requests so that way you get streams of text coming in and you can adjust. I'm sorry, you don't adjust anything, and it can send in the whole thing afterwards. That way, it keeps the Cloudflare tunnel alive. Um, so yeah, we're gonna enable Cloudflare streaming for our setup, and we're gonna start the server. Um, and so you'll see that the server is actually running right now. You can ignore these two. These two are available when you start the Python program instead of the .exe. What's attached to this video is going to be primarily the link for the exe, but if you're smart enough to know how to code Python or run Python or deploy Python, you'll be able to see these two options and get expanded functionality for troubleshooting. But most of the time, starting and stopping the server, as long as you do that, you'll be able to appropriately use this tool. So yeah, that's the shim. And as we wait for the API request to fulfill, let's just take a look at the current setup in LM Studio. So we have Qwen 3, 30 billion, A3B thinking 257 at Q8. And so at Q8, you can see a 2 or 3% accuracy decrease, which is one of the advantages of using Q8 to the higher Qs is you get a much more accurate model with a much smaller big footprint. So and it's almost done processing. So I will cut to the video when it's done. Oh, and it looks like it just started going. So no need to cut any video. Here we go. It is going to go ahead and set up a task. So yep, it works perfectly. As you can see, it's coming in through here, and it's going to be generated in just a minute as we see this tool start to come in use. First, we're going to see the LLM finish generating its its task. Okay, and as we approve it, we're going to start to see the browser get launched. Let's take a look at our shim. So the shim is reporting that yep, it is processing the request and it is currently executing the tools. So here it is, it opened up Brave. It is currently doing its thing. And yeah, it might take a few attempts for it to, oh, nope, figured it out almost immediately. Um, and let's see if it can search this online. So it might have struggled to figure out how to, search on Brave. It's not, it doesn't say search anywhere. Um, but it will eventually figure it out. So, that's one of the advantages to using this piece of software is that it eventually does figure it out. So I can cut to the video when it figures it out. And as you can see, it finally did end up resolving the issue and finding its way to a paper airplane design website. So there you have it, guys. To take full advantage of browser use and to essentially get the same quality and performance as GitHub Copilot and there's some other pieces of amazing software. You can take advantage of this wonderful, wonderful uh, Shim tool and this wonderful fork of browser use. And yeah, as you can see, it's really, really figuring its way around here. It's really going around the website navigating. And the best part about this is that you don't even need to have the LLM image enabled. It is able to completely do this without interacting with any sort of images. This is all done through the AI itself. So it's picking it apart, it's finding the instructions, and it's going to go ahead and return the result when it's done. And that is the amazingness of this setup, guys. So if you like the video, please leave a comment. And yeah, see what it turned out here. Wonderful. Found detailed instructions for a lock bottom paper airplane. What a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful thing. So yeah, if you like that video, please make sure to drop a like and subscribe. And thank you for watching.